And then we got a great one coming for you guys today if you watch. Gotta do a few little things real quick. My bad. I wouldn't have started this if I knew I didn't have my laptop. And once I kind of got it figured out, but I want to get my laptop real quick so I can put you guys on this screen and we can make some goddamn money today, right? That is the goal. That is the plan. And I'm thinking about a guy that paid me to consult a very long time ago, who I actually do some work with. We're gonna talk about this story and where he is today. And the one thing, he called me, asked me for advice. I gave him one thing to do. One thing to do. One that led to many. I'm trying to find the live so I can just reviews and everything is right. Yep, that's perfect. It's actually really good for me not to have to see it. Just want to back it up a little bit. Y'all see me, I'm in my coaching bag right now. Oh yeah, I'm in the house, I'm in my pajamas. Alright, getting ready to start the day today at 12 really. But there's two things I want to give you guys today that has been going on. Alright? Now, why, before we jump into it, why does this matter? What are we trying to accomplish here? And ultimately, you guys have to figure out what it is that you want to accomplish for yourself, right? That's the underlining or the overarching issue, is that you got to decide what you want to get out of it in the first place. Now, what I hope for you guys to get out of this conversation is I want to get you to $10,000 a month, right? I want to get you to $10,000 a month because I feel like at $10,000 a month, there's enough profit in the business for you to start to figure out how you can get that 10 to 20. I want to help you on the 10 to 20 overall. How do we get past that 10, right? So I'm hoping throughout this, you start to approach the five figures or $5,000 a month, the 7,000s, the 8,000s, the $10,000 a month. I'm hoping that the information that I give you today gets you there. On the flip side of that is, this is complete. This is the advice I gave this guy. And now we actually in another little mentorship coaching group together, little community together. And he's a peer. And because he's built his business in a different way, so he's trying to get to a different place. But I was able to give him one piece of advice to get him to where we are now. That's not to say that I can't help him even further, which I can. But there's different things that you got to learn once you get to that threshold of $10,000 a month. There's the next step, right? So I'm hoping to get you guys rolling what I'm talking about today so that we can get you to 7, 8, 9. You're going to change your thinking. Thinking will change if you start to see that revenue change today in order for you to get to that revenue. Crazy as it sounds, I did it last year. You guys seen it happen last year. We failed percent short of our goal last year, but the things that I was working on, the things that I was doing, it wasn't what you see me doing on YouTube. I first started T-shirt sales, when I first started printing, I started to attack specific types of customers that could bring me specific types of revenue easily. I didn't want it the masses. I don't even think about going shopping cutting vinyl. You guys are still thinking about that. That's with that. But no matter how a shirt's getting produced, I want you to understand is that you got to start to think that I can't do all of this work myself. Or I need to spend my time working on this, or I need to set this up so that I can only be doing this. It's different places that you can live inside your business. You can live in the production space if you want to. You can live in the marketing and promotion. You can live in the ad. You live in, really is two. You either or. But ultimately the goal is to live in that third segment. That third segment is the business owner, not the job owner. So last year I'm like, yo, I'm gonna grind this thing out. I'm gonna build a customer base. I'm gonna get to 6 figures. I said I want to try to get to $1 million in 3 or 5 years. The plan is to do triple every year, right? There's things that you got to do. This entire time that I took level 1 and said, I'm just going to grind it out, I'm saying I know I can't get, once this year is over, in order to do what I'm trying to do, I am going to need help. I'm going to need to figure out who can do this work. To this day, I haven't been able to figure this out. But in the process, what I've done is I've put things around me that, cool, I'm going to work inside of this pocket. Here's what I can do in the shop. Here's what I want to do in the shop. But here's everything else around me that I'm going to offer because I'm trying to service a specific client. I don't need to only make shirts for them. There's other things that I can do to pull revenue. That is when you're starting to build services that relate. That's how you start to niche down. And it's going to be different based on the niche. It may be that you need to provide fulfillment for a web store, or it may need to be that you there are things that you're going to need to do when you service a specific customer. Hey, you may need to be able to print business cards and banners and tents and all of this stuff, and maybe menus, because you want to go after a very specific targeted market based on a number of factors that are pertaining to you. Where you're located, what your knowledge base is, what's your interest, what's around me, who you know, who have you met, who did you go to high school with. There's something that explode your business, and that's going to be the first step to going far. I keep talking about how I'm working on the food truck, I'm working in my greatness in marketing, and I'm working on the food truck to learn and, you know, spending some time so that we can look at using some other things and expanding and adding different things that I'm marketing for, and, you know, pick up 15% of this business. Just the things that I'm thinking about from my business side. But that connection to my homeboy who owns a food truck could potentially, if I figure it out, open up to me doing marketing, branding, and apparel for a bunch of food trucks that are under service. Because there's nobody, everybody has a guy, but a lot of people don't have a guy. A lot of the smaller food trucks don't know about branding. They just pull up to their spot. They're not single-handedly branded. They're not telling, they just taking that ride by traffic. Cool, I can help with that. Can you help with that? Right? Are these some things that you can do, or you can figure out how to do it? Maybe you can subcontract out for somebody to do. All right. So my guy has my homeboy, I'm just saying homeboy now, right? He called me a while ago, and I was on my walk this morning. I just started to think about this, like, we're in the same group. But he called me a while ago. He paid me for a consultation. He's like, yo, I just need to talk about the business. So we go through, we look at his website. His website is immaculate. I'm gonna relate to, okay, well, what equipment do you have? Well, where's this video from? Okay, cool. You did the right thing. He made his business look larger than it was, and now it's larger than what he made it look like. Right? It's larger than what he made it look like. That's the message right there. He made his business look larger than what it was. He had a 13-inch DTF printer. That's it, pretty much. And some heat presses, but he made it look like he was running a factory. He made it look like he had automatic screen print machines. He made it look like he had the state-of-the-art 5-in-a-row DTF printers. The video quality, it showed his business looked larger than it was on the internet. When he talking to customers, when he presented solutions, it looked larger than what it was because he put the effort and energy behind, and really some money behind getting it branded properly. So we going through it, I'm talking to him, and he's like, yeah, I'm like, well, what do you really want to attack? Is it the shirt game? Well, you doing some fulfillment work? Like, we all got all of these different that we do. Oh, I got some fulfillment work with this customer. He's bringing all my revenue in. He had a homie who was, I think, was in the music, and he was doing merch for him, but that person would do drops. It would be, he would sell out. He got connected with an influencer in this area. So we say, well, is that something that we can duplicate and replicate? Can we get more of him? You know, depending on where you are, this may be an easy thing if you in California and LA and all of that kind of stuff, or Atlanta, but it may not be as easy if you in Delaware or New Jersey or some place where that influencer culture isn't big and hard and to find, because influencer space, every neighbor might be an like my neighbors don't know about t-shirt side hustle, right? The connection, I don't know all about, unless we do some type of meeting and intermit. What do you do for work? My last neighbor here did. You don't know. It's hard to find. Not that it's not there, it's hard to find. It's a lady in the apartment right here, probably across the street, making crazy money across the internet because she figured a niche or a lane out, right? Right? You following along what I'm saying? So, based on all of the factors that go into you, that one being location, who you know, right? And then the networking that you partake on once you make, you got to make a decision that this is the way you want to go. And so we explored that. He's like, you know, I want to get more in DTF, and I want some DTF transfers, and blah blah blah. And for that, could that be? How much do you want to expand on that side of the business? This one, if we can find more, then it's cool. But it's not likely that I'm gonna find a bunch of people to do fulfillment for, based on my location. But this here, I can get to all of these people around me shipped one day. Okay, cool. Now, for you guys, I'm about to give you guys the answer. I'm about to give you guys the one thing that you got to do. But for you guys who want to work with people doing that, it's a link down in the description below. The 6-Figure Printer Blueprint Program. Jump in there. That's what we're working on. My guy Tim last month had a 5-figure month, right? And we building websites. We doing all the work to get the stuff together. We about to start working on some automations and different things like that. We getting branded, making sure we looking the part. Oh, I can't even see the comments. We working on some of those things. For those who don't know, I also just started coaching football. That's why let me pop this chat out. I'm on my thing here. Y'all got any questions? Y'all can drop them in here. My bad, I had it off, ran my little monologue. All right. So the piece of advice that I gave him is I said, if you wanna sell DTF transfers, you gotta do what the DTF or the trans companies are doing. You gotta do what those companies are doing. That is the mind-blowing thing. right? If you want to have $1 million print shop, you need to do what $1 million print shops are doing. Simple. Real simple. If you want to make 6 figures, you got to go and do what 6-figure print shops are doing. And what Meek Mill say is levels to this. Well, if I want to get to $1 million print shop, I first got to do what 6-figure print shops are doing. Then I got to do what mid 6-figure print shops are doing. Then I got to do what $1 million print shops are doing, and I got to be working on getting to doing what $3 million shops are doing. It's levels. We all start from zero unless you got some money and you can buy in on something. But if they buy in at a cash price, they probably gonna start to decline before they incline, because it takes months to learn the business. They coming in cold. But we all start from zero. So you gotta figure out where you wanna go. You gotta figure out where you want to go. So what does that mean? What did that mean to him? All right, bro, you looked the part already. You did a fucking great job with your branding. Okay, cool. Now, what are some of the things that, okay, bro, you need to implement sample packs. People need to be able to get sample packs from you. You can get proactive about acquiring lists, getting lists to send sample packs to. That's a step one. All right, bro, you need to implement abandoned cart and onboard and welcome email series. We work on that stuff at a small scale. You need to do it at a very, very much larger scale. If people sign up, you need to know, and a lot of us need to make this transition. If somebody acquires about us, like, we all take what business comes to us, which is like word of mouth and just hand to hand. If they just come to us, we just take what they have to us. We don't educate the customer. We just think that, hey, we make shirts, we tell you we make shirts, and that's it. We don't educate the customer on the process. We don't reach out to the customer, ask them do they need anything. We don't go and do the follow-up. We just wait around for them to come after we meet them and say, yeah, I'm going. We're not proactive about what we're doing. We're sitting back. We're not even talking to the people who have already shopped with us. So if you want to go to Rome, you got to do what the Romans do. If you want to own a business and not a job, you got to do what those people are doing. And unfortunately for us, what they've already figured out is, I don't need to be just pulling a squeegee. I need to be out driving a business and positioning the business and figuring out where more money's going to come from, or more customers are going to come from. I got to figure out what pocket I need to be in. I may need to do some vending events. There's things that you may need to do to get in front of your audience. You need to do what they're doing. So if you want to be a transfer company, you need to be at the show. You need to go introduce yourself at a show. I didn't have a lot today. I wanted to make sure that I was just on this walk and I just thought about my guy, and I'm like, the one piece of advice I gave him, right? And it's the one piece that leads to many more pieces. Well, what are they doing, Stan? Okay, cool, let's go analyze. Let's sign up for the competitors. Let's see what they sending out. Let's see how often they contacting people. Let's see what the order process is like with that shop down the street. Let's see. Let's continuously analyze and improve our business. And it's up to you to do the work. That's the important thing, because we got to understand that this is an ongoing process. I did a presentation inside of VPN, which is just part of for printers, the Black Printers Network, and we did a combo thing. My guy introduced me to this down here, my guy Gavin. So I've been using his calendar, planning, I've been putting it on the big board, and I've been doing all of this work. I've been creating checklists. I've been doing a bunch of stuff in order to get the business in order. Right? And at the end of this presentation, when we talked about like how you can use this and shape your life and shape your business and look at the bigger picture of things that's going on, somebody at the end said, how has this helped improve your life? Right? Like, how does this, like, what's made you happy through doing this? And my guy Gavin goes through, he's like, you know, I've got to, because I plan to do this, I've gotten to do this, right? What does that mean? I plan to go on a trip with my kids, and I actually went on a trip rather than just having to go by. But I've gotten 4 things. I got to do, create this, plan for this experience, plan for that experience. That's what this is about. And I came in and I said, listen, I'm going to keep it 100% real. I haven't experienced it. I haven't experienced happiness because of this, because my happiness isn't really tied to this. My happiness is what I've always done. This is what I've gone through, making sure the family doesn't feel what I'm going through, making sure they still eating and the meals haven't changed and all of this stuff. As I go through the struggle, I'm going to feel the struggle. But what this has given me is it's allowed me to know that I'm in the muck of what I'm trying to build. I'm in the grind of it right now. And there's nothing better for me at this moment than seeing progress. Because progress, it's like sometimes you're going to be like, man, I need to do more. I need to do more. And I was in my mind like, yo, I need to do more. I said, no, you did enough. You know what you needed to do in order to get to what you're going. But what this has allowed me to see is progress. It's allowed me to make sure that, yo, I got a goal. I ain't looking for the goal to happen for me today. There's a lot of shit that I got to do in order to make this happen for myself. So the goal's up here. But I've been able to see, oh man, I want to get these things four things live to market. I want to get this type of thing done. I want to do. So in his personal life, I'm looking at it in my business life. What would my business happiness be? The goals up here, it's shown me progress in things that I've been able to do. I've been able to launch. I've been able to close on, that I've been working on. And the revenue is slowly coming back in. We went from up here, let's say we went from up here, we went from up here all the way back down here. All the way back down here. But now the bar is set here. So in order to get there, I gotta go through and get to that same thing to build it up. Same analogy that I said earlier. Same analogy that I said earlier. I'm gonna get to the old place on the way to the new place. Because the revenue's starting to come up. And when things started to slow down, some things that are out of my control, all right, we're going to production, all right, we in prototyping, we in this, we doing these things that we're putting together. All right, when it comes to the food truck, yo, we gotta get organized. I gotta learn the process. I gotta put this work in so that I can package up what I have. You gotta do the testing to package it up, and then I can launch. And now I got 3-4 things ready to launch right now. So I've been able to track the process. If you're looking for something to happen immediately, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up to quit. You're setting yourself up to procrastinate. You know, I talked about, man, it's allowed me to, like, bro, I was on a free-for-all, just free-falling, right? Just burning through cash that I had money saved, but I'm just burning through it with no end in sight of like, bro, I'm going into the negative. Let me do this. I'm going into the negative. Like, I'm in a free fall. But the plan has slowed to work because I took a step back to figure it out, to learn what I didn't know, to organize some things and learn some things about how to build a business. Bro, the journey you're on isn't about shirts. It's not about printing. It's not about, it's about learning to build a business. Flat out. I've decided already that the t-shirt business is just a cash flow business for me. I want to go and do something else. So I need the cash flow over here to take the money out and do something else. Lesson I learned from Workhorse. Hey man, we sell machines, but we really take this money, we lean, we keep the profit, we take the profits from over here. Oh, word. Thank you. You taught me something so great. So much advice. We looking at this as it's our end. Some of us, it may be our end all be all. But you got to decide that. Me, I'm like, all right, well, let me just use this money to do this. All right, this is going to fund the house so I can work on this new project. I don't want to be in it. I just want to keep the cash flowing in. I want to keep the profit coming in. What are the things I need to learn to do? What revenue? How much money do I need to make to hire my first employee? What do I need that's hindering me? Hey, I need a guy to come clean up the shop once a week. Come reclaim screens. Okay, cool. How much is that going to cost? I hire a guy come in every week. I hire a guy that I need to teach him how to print. I got to find somebody. I start teaching him. And slowly work myself on where I'm trying to get to. You don't have to expect for it to happen for you overnight. You don't have to expect for it to happen for you right now, today. Right now, today. You don't have to expect for it to be that way. All you got to do is define where you want to go. Define what type of business it is. And go and do what the top companies are doing. At your scale. Okay, you don't have a copywriter and a marketing director. Okay, cool. Well, what can I do at my level? That's all it is. And this is what I switch, and this is how we go over inside of the 6-Figure Printer Blueprint program. It's like, bro, just get your homepage up. You ain't got to have all these SEO pages and t-shirt designer builders, and you don't gotta have all that stuff. Just get your homepage up. We'll expand on it later. Okay, cool. Just write your first email. Show it, like, just do what you can do at your level. But again, you just improve on it as you go up. It's change. If you learn how to build an email list, right? The list doesn't shrink; it gets larger as you build it. Okay, then I built some. I got 100. So my man, get to 100 people. Get 100 people on there, and then I'll show you what to do next. Oh, well, what's the next step? No, the next step is get 100 people on your email list. Go out there and tell people to join your email list. Get 100 customers on there. Okay, cool. That's it. Don't look past that. Next step. Okay, cool. You got them on there? All right, let's send out our first email. Let's run a sale for something, a promotion for something, whatever. Cool. Let's see how they interact. All right, cool. That worked. Now you see, okay, you see how this is working? Yeah, okay, cool. Now, let's set up an automation for an email to go for anybody who fills out a quote. Right? Boom. Let's make it a 5-email series. Okay, let's go back to the website now, and let's add a service page. All right, we added a service page. Like, it is a checklist. I called one of my homies yesterday. I said, bro, I gave you homework. I heard back from you. What's going on? Like, I'm at work right now. I'm like, why are you still at work? Bro, go get this money. He's like, I put my 2 weeks in. I'm like, that's what I like to fucking hear. A legit conversation yesterday. All right, man. Well, what happened to that thing I told you to do? Oh, yeah, I got it. I got to change the numbers on it. I said, no, send it to me. You did the work, now come back. Send it to me. Let me look at it, because you shouldn't have to change it maybe every 6 months to change the numbers. So we want to group all of our numbers together. We want to look at some things, and we want to position in a certain way so that we can go out and do boom. I want to get you back to the truck. I want to do this. I want to do that. Cool. Let's. All right. Oh yeah, you got that deal with them. All right. Yeah. Can they work with my football team? All right. That's open up. Oh, we want to get on the. You should be selling on the food truck. Well, listen, I'm open to that too. Let's connect. Let's build. You know what it levels though, because anything else is too overwhelming. If I told you today, all right, yo, this is what you do. I need you to build a website. I need you to start a Google profile. I need you to do all of these things. All these things. Cool. There go your checklist. You still got to go in and figure out how to do what's the proper way to do all of these 10 things that you need to do. It's just the way that it is. That's just how it happens. That's just the way. So we do it in steps, so you don't get overwhelmed. So you can continue to progress in what you're talking about and what you're doing, what you're working on, right? But you don't have to get it all done at once. And you just got to get it done enough today. Get it done enough today. Move on to the next thing. Get that. It is 4 pockets, and then you come back and you just improve upon your website, improve upon your email interaction. Then you go next. Okay, cool. I'm gonna add seasonal emails. I'm gonna add. You do this over the course of 3 months, 6 months. I thought it was going to take me 2 months. It took me 5. I thought it was going to take me 2 months. It took me 5. And throughout that 5, the biggest thing that I learned is it's a living, breathing organism. I'm always going to be working on this, because I'm working on how to build a business. And it's always the next thing you can do. It's always a place that you can go and improve. It's always something that you can add. Well, you guys ain't got nothing. I'm out of here today, man. I'm coaching football. We start on Monday. You'll see me got my coaching hat on, getting myself prepared and ready. I'm gonna be the flyest. You know what I'm saying? Challenge my coach prime like I always have. So I'm gonna be the freshest coach out there. I'm in charge of the apparel, putting on the apparel. So we're gonna rock out. We're gonna do some fun things. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me.